All right. When you use a loop to go through an array to access each element, this is called traversing an array. And I need to change the zoom so that doesn't bounce. Traversing. You know, if you're traversing a slope, you're crossing the slope. So in a way, you're going through the whole slope, across a snowy bank, traversing. Or traversing an array, you're going through the whole array, looking at every item. We usually do it with for loops, but sometimes we do it, it doesn't really matter. You could do a while loop, any kind of loop. We did this last time to print arrays. Right? We had these for loops where we were printing the arrays and doing various things with them. You can also traverse an array to look for things, do other things like search, or add things up, or count how many of something is present. The idea is you're going through the whole array and then looking for things, doing things. That's all. Those are all reasons why we'd go through an array. I mean, let's say we were back to my original example. You have 100 test scores. You make an array, put 100 test scores in there. You might want to know who got the highest score or what the highest score was. So you traverse the array, you can find the highest score. You can also find the lowest score. You could also find the average score. Things like that. That's what we're doing here. So we'll talk more about this sort of thing next week. But for today, I've got a couple examples. I'm going to make a little array. Let's see. I don't need so much of that. So here's traversing array to print the contents of the array. We did this last time, so I made an array. Here's a for loop. We go start at item 0, and we go as long as I is less than nums.length. So in our case, there's 5 items in the array. I will be 0 through 4. Magus, Cassius, please, not right now. Let's say you wanted to add up all these numbers. Anyone have a suggestion what I could do to change this code so I add up all the numbers? Charlotte? Say I plus inside? But I want to do it with the for loop. Like imagine I know we have 5. We could do nums square bracket 0 plus nums square bracket 1. But I want to do it with the for loop. So I'm going to say int sum equals 0 before the loop. And then inside here, sum plus equals I, not I. That would add up the numbers 0 through 4. We have to say nums square bracket I, right? This will add up all the numbers in the array. Let's print it out, make sure it's accurate. 5, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15 is what we're going to get. Yeah. All right, so that we traversed the array and we added everything up. If I wanted to find the average, sum divided by nums.length. And I know we could just put the number 5 there, but when you're working with arrays, you just want to practice using the array.length instead of hard coding it, because it's just going to come back and bite you. All right, let's say You also can go through a whole array to change everything. So I made this array. Instead of adding everything up, we could subtract a number from everything, or if it's an odd number, make it even, or there's all kinds of things you can do. You have if statements inside there. The idea is we're using a for loop to go through a whole array to look at things. I'm going to change this whole thing, but I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to write down what they want. But I want to show you one with a string array so that you don't get stuck thinking this is all ints. So what we're doing also in this unit is Monday we're learning a slightly different kind of for loop. They call it an enhanced for loop or a for each loop. Not a big deal. And then Wednesday we're going to zero in hardcore on the last section in this unit, which is algorithms with arrays. And that means things that you need to know how to do with arrays. Like how do you go through an array and see if there's any duplicates? How do you go through an array? How do you insert something somewhere in an array and move everything else over to the right? Things like that. And if we have time today, I'm going to have you do a duplicate check with an array. All right, I'm going to do a different problem. We've got... so I made an array. It's got names in it. Same stuff, right? Inside here, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make every element upper and lowercase. Like these are names, right? I want to make them properly cased. So names square bracket I equals names square bracket I. Now I want the first character to be uppercase for a name. So I do substring 0, 1 to uppercase plus how do I get the rest of the word? Just put a 1 here? No? Almost. Substring, right? With a 1. You're right about the 1. And then 2 lowercase. So it's a long line, but that's taking everything in the array and making it upper and lower, proper capitalized. We'll test by just printing one of them. Gilly's my dog, by the way. There we go, yeah. So we saw it came in lowercase, but so I traversed the array, fixed everything, doesn't matter how I entered it. In fact, let's make it all uppercase. In the first one, it's all fine now, right? Because I took the first character, substring 0, 1, made it 2 uppercase, and then I took the whole rest of the word and made it lowercase, because that's a normal name. That's how you normally do a name. And I wanted to just drive home the point, separate from traversing arrays, that the first element in an array is element 0, and the last element is array.length minus 1. If you get an array index out of bounds, it means you're going higher than the length minus 1 or lower than 0. So sometimes you end up by accident trying to find a character at place 0, a -1 or -200, and then it just says, yeah, you can't do that. All right, that's it for our notes.